Welcome to the Kontent Rocks podcast, a show about all things content by Kentico.net and Azure for people who want to learn more about headless technology. And now, here's your host, Brian McKeiver.
Actually, on this special episode of the Kontent Rocks podcast, it's not just me as the normal host. As you can see, if you're watching the video, I'm joined by the entire group of Kontent.ai MVPs. Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Awesome. Well, in case you're also wondering, we're coming from the Czech Republic in the city of Brno, Kontent.ai's actual headquarters. And we're here because we're attending the MVP Summit, as we've called it over the years. And in case you don't know what that is, it's basically a special week where they invite all of us, they fly us all over, and we get to have a really in-depth set of workshops each day with the entire team at Kontent.ai, including all the way up to the CEO. So it's a very special week, and I think it's even 2 or 3 times more special this year because it's the first time since COVID, since the lockdown, since all that, that we've been able to actually fly across the world to get here in person, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty damn special. Yeah. So what we want to talk about today is the actual MVP Summit. We'll give you a little bit of detail around it, what we did, some fun stuff, some work things, and try to leave you with some maybe a way to answer the question, why would I want to be an MVP with Kontent.ai? So let's start with maybe a quick set of intros, just because we have a couple new MVPs. Welcome to the team, guys.
Thank you.
We've known you for a while, but not everyone else on the podcast may. So I'll go ahead and start with you, Tom.
So my name is Tom Marshall, and I am head of technology at a UK agency called Cayenne.
Hey guys, my name is Akshay Sura. I'm from a company called Konobos, and I live in California.
So I'm Andy Thompson. I've been on here with Brian a couple of times before, but I'm from Luminary in Melbourne, Australia.
I'm Matt Neal, and I'm from the UK. I've been here a few times before as well. I am a free agent contractor that loves using Kontent.ai.
Hi, I'm Ilash Mistry. I work for MMT Digital, based in the UK.
So as you can see, we're kind of from all over. Actually, Grand Rapids, Michigan, but people should know that by now if they're watching the show. We're from all over, which makes it a challenge to actually get everyone in the same time zone. Sometimes we joke about just 1 or 2 time zones. I've had you guys on the show before, but literally we have, I feel like, the whole world covered now that we've included the West Coast of the US. So it's always a challenge. It's always fun. We've been planning this for almost half a year, actually, to make sure it's ready. And the other thing is we've kind of coincided it with a global get-together that the entire team at Kontent.ai has done. But we'll get to that in a second. What I want to start with is actually just kind of a quick overview of the week and what we've done. It's actually the end of the summit, and we're waiting for one cool activity to finish the entire week. But maybe, Tom, since this is your first summit, can you kind of highlight, what day one was like?
Yeah, sure. So day one, we kicked off with product team, which was amazing. We had the VP Martin talk us through kind of the roadmap and where they're seeing taking the product for the next 6 months. And yeah, it's amazing to get that sort of insight, get that peek behind the curtain in terms of what's coming up, and also being able to feed back in terms of the challenges that we're really facing for our clients, because it's a two-way conversation. And I think that's one of the really valuable things. The guys, they want to know, they want to hear from us, as well as just kind of present and give us the insight.
Awesome. And then day 2, Matt, moved on to what? This is a quiz, by the way.
It's all such a blur of fun stuff. Definitely. I mean, yeah, it was awesome. We were feeding back to the team about everything they're working on, the feedback we've given them. It's just amazing to listen and be listened to, and see how things are being progressing.
So that was Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Andy, where did we go on Wednesday?
Where did we go on Wednesday?
I love this. I'm actually making them sweat.
It's visible here.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Marketing and
Product marketing.
The product marketing. That was a really interesting one as well, because often marketing could come across, they're trying to send a message, but what I love about it is they didn't just come and replay their marketing vision to us. They came in and they said, right, you guys out there in the field, how is our marketing working for you? And can you please tell us, does this resonate with you? And it was really great. They were asking us like our reaction to particular words, things like that. How's the branding changes? How's that been working for you? Is our positioning correct for your customers and your market? Does this story that we're trying to tell resonate? I was able to give them really, really direct feedback, positive and negative, about it, and they were listening, and it's amazing. It's just to come all the way over here and not be presented to, but have them wanting to actually work with us to get better. It's just really motivating for me, and it's great.
Yeah, so there's a theme there, right? A couple of us have said it's a two-way conversation on all these days. And then yesterday, actually, where we end up?
Sales and pre-sales. And that was interesting because from a partner perspective, from a regular anything perspective, right? They went through what their process is to qualify a lead. How does the pre-sales engineer help us? What should we be doing to help you partners? Could we be doing something different? We talked about a lot of things they build, which we could easily use when we're doing our own demos, as well as the sales team was really nice in showing us the vision of where they want to be, the whole setup in America going to the enterprise. So that was really interesting.
Awesome. And then we snuck in one more thing yesterday afternoon, right? Which is one of the highlights, right, Elish?
Yeah, like as everyone knows, we love talking on videos, and this podcast is great as well. So we had a chance to kind of answer various questions regarding Kontent.ai and how we feel about it and our experiences in it. And I felt like hopefully everyone will see some of those sneak peeks soon.
And then lastly, as if our assistant doesn't interrupt us, we've had a couple hours, as I think we mentioned at the beginning, with Bart, the CEO of Kontent.ai, and that was a fantastic session as well. A lot of two-way conversations. How can we help each other? And it was probably one of the highlights for me. And speaking of highlights, actually, that's where I want to go next with this discussion. You know, you might think that, wow, how do these guys get the time scheduled in their schedules or allocated for them to travel around the world, show up for an entire week? We're all busy people, and one of those reasons is like we get a lot of value out of coming to the summit, and I think it might be cool for some of the people listening or watching to hear what that value is in your own words. So maybe Tom could start out with like, what's like the one favorite thing or the one takeaway that you've got out of the week, out of all of the discussions that we had?
So, I mean, I'm gonna do a couple. I think I mentioned already that two-way conversation with the product team and getting a glimpse in terms of what's coming there. That was super valuable to us, being able to express the challenges our clients are facing and also chat with you guys to understand whether they're the same challenges you're facing and see how you're solving those as well. It's just invaluable insight, right? But yeah, the other thing I'd add is it's just those personal connections with the team. That's something that it's really tough to get over sort of remote calls and those types of things. Coming together for an intensive week like this, I think personally, as a first-time MVP, I've built some really valuable relationships with the guys and girls here, and yeah, we'll certainly get a lot of value out of that going forward.
Yeah. Actually, where about you? What's your favorite thing from the week?
The honesty and transparency. I think was just blown away with how willing they were to listen to us and how willing they were able to take all of the feedback and just being honest and saying, this is where we are, this is where we're going. I think they got to get props for that. That was really genuine.
Yeah.
I would say it's in the same vein of that connection, I think. But it wasn't just with the guys who manage our program, with the developer teams and marketing teams that we've mentioned. What people might not know is that this week was actually a Kontent.ai full company summit as well. So we didn't just get to talk to those people we've mentioned. We got just incidental conversations with marketers and developers, like the people actually building the product and the people who are actually on the other end of the intercom chat and support.
Yeah.
And all the VPs and everything. But it wasn't just that they were over there and we were over here. We've got direct connections with them. I now wouldn't feel strange about just reaching out directly to someone, and I know who I could reach out to, and that's amazing. And on that same note, we got to feed on that just energy that the whole company coming together. Like I'm invigorated to go back and just really push this product.
Right. Right. Matt, favorite thing?
Bit of everything everyone said, really. I think the thing I'd add to it that maybe we've not quite got into is being here and talking to the team. You feel like part of that team. You're not an external trying to give feedback and getting feedback and thinking, oh, you know, this is nice and good and honest. And it is all nice, good and honest conversations and you know, brutally honest in some places. And it's great. It's kind of where you want to be. So you really feel like you're involved with what's going on while you're here. And you can't put a price on that.
Yeah.
Flush?
I don't have to be last. It's so hard to kind of add more to this, but there's lots more. I feel like this is a situation where if you've not experienced an MVP program, it's something that you can take back and it's really valuable. I can go back to MNT Digital and say, hey, we did this, we did that. We spoke to all of the stuff that these guys have already mentioned. But for me, again, one of the key things is the fact the key collaborations that we had and the discussions we had. So one person could say something, it would fire up something that somebody else has got in the back of their mind, which they probably wouldn't be talking about. And then it just triggers different ideas and different views. And it allows, like the guys have already mentioned, content to listen as well as, and also provide us some guidance on how we can proceed. So there may be challenges that we're facing that, one of us actually solved, but we never get that discussion point. And this is an ideal scenario to.
Right. Well, I agree with everything that you guys have said, and I think you've said it well. The one thing, just to be slightly different, that I've appreciated is something we don't actually get a ton of time to do as this group, which is actually spend time on the DevRel aspect of what we do and kind of looking at our activities and saying, are they making an impact? And we talked this week about maybe are we creating the right content? And if you are listening or watching and have any needs for topics, please reach out to us. All of our MVP activities, we want to make sure we're helping people in the community. So whether it's a technical thing or a business marketing thing, we have people who have 20 years experience of doing this stuff. If you added up all of our experiences together, we might even crack 100 years, it feels like. Or maybe I'm just old. I don't know. But being able to actually take time and examine those activities and maybe think about how we can actually collaborate together and add things like different topics, different channels. We even talked about diversity as a goal of this group, and we definitely would like to increase that. So that day for me was a special moment because frankly it's just something that don't always get time to do. So
yeah, and basically props to Content, the leadership, the DevRel team, and especially Andre, right? Yeah. They've coordinated all of this for us to come in one place and do all of this. Yeah. People have actually taken time out of their working days to do this, which is really nice.
Yeah. And actually, for that reason, we need to somewhat wrap this up because, frankly, you've heard us talk about how the entire company has come in for their global get-together. It's the one time they've brought everybody together, and they've invited us graciously to their party tonight. And they're working right now. We've overtaken their office space, and they don't know that yet. We'll find out eventually, probably. But in a couple hours, we're all getting together. They've kept it a secret of ours, and maybe after we post the video, the blog post, I can actually mention what the answer is because honestly, we don't really know.
Yeah.
We've just told to be at a certain place at a certain time and be ready to enjoy ourselves. So, but I think that's also special because as people traveled in last night, it became like a mini conference at the hotel. We saw people that we haven't seen before, where we were at dinner, which was a very nice brewery. I had a lot of fun with that. So that was like a special extra bonus. I don't know if we thought about going into this, but it happened, right?
Yeah.
So
that's the cherry on top, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, almost, because I actually have a cherry on top for you all.
Ooh.
In tradition with this group, we're going to end it with a toast, if I can get back in frame, with one of our favorite beverages. So I'm going to pass these out. And as we do this, we're going to remember to hopefully say it in our best Czech, accent or language or whatever, and kind of cap off the week of activities. Gentlemen, I appreciate hanging out with you all week. It's been great. Na zdraví. All right, fantastic. Slightly. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll talk to you all next time.